ऊमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरकृष्णे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्रीराधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्तकांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनकारिणम्। हरे कृष्ण। So we are reading 5.89. नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नान् गच्छन् स्वपन् स्वसन् प्रलापान् विसृजन् घ्राणन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन्। A person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, opening or closing the eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects and that he is aloof from them. A person in Krishna consciousness is pure in his existence, and consequently he has nothing to do with any work which depends upon 5 immediate and remote causes: the doer, the work, the situation, the endeavor and fortune. This is because he is engaged in the loving transcendental service of Krishna. Although he appears to be acting with his body and senses, He is always conscious of his actual position, which is spiritual engagement. In material consciousness, the senses are engaged in sense gratification. But in Krishna consciousness, the senses are engaged in the satisfaction of Krishna's senses. Therefore, the Krishna conscious person is always free, even though he appears to be engaged in the affairs of the senses. Activities such as seeing and hearing are actions of the senses meant for receiving knowledge, whereas moving, speaking, evacuating, etc. are actions of the senses meant for work. A Krishna conscious person is never affected by the actions of the senses. He cannot perform any act except in the service of the Lord, because he knows that he is the eternal servitor of the Lord. What is the cause of suffering for the living entity? Yes, Prarabdha arranges situations. There is no denying the fact that the situations come by Prarabdha. But the point to note is that the Prarabdha is arranging situations. But owing to the doership or the controllership mentality, the living entity makes himself susceptible to suffer all the more. Many times, the situation does not incriminate suffering, but wrong handling of the situation incriminates suffering. Wrong handling of the situation incriminates suffering. That's like many times Uh, there are when people have fights, even devotees have fights. So when there is fight, it is all about wrong handling. It's not a situation which is okay. The situation can be provocative, but the situation gets translated into agony only when the wrong handling is added to it. If right handling is done, then the amount of pain is minimal. And if no handling is done, then also the situation is a little better. Like say for example, there is a fight, person is feeling very angry. So rather than shouting or striking back at the other person, if one runs away, that okay, I'm getting out of my mood, out of control. Let me just run away without blurting out or without uh, no, manifesting some no, the nasty wrath. So that is the point. Then the situation is still better. The situation is not messed up because one is done no handling. So we need to identify that because of this very strong tendency to control, to dictate, micro dictate what should happen, how it should happen. Because of this very strong tendency, we make ourselves susceptible to tremendous agony. So doership mentality is a very strong mistake. That is the idea. The doership mentality is a very strong mistake. And because of this doership mentality, a sadhaka is, or a, no, a person is posing himself uh, or the person is adding on to his sufferings. That is the whole point. And the Lord is explaining that the person in knowledge, a mature person, he understands he is not the doer. Oh, this understanding is such a relief-giving understanding. This understanding is such a relief-giving understanding. Because the person thinks that, okay, I am the doer, then I have to do things in this particular way. And if anybody comes in between, he's my enemy. And if anybody favors me, he's my friend. So all his matrix is completely topsy-turvy. What is supposed to happen, how it is supposed to happen, what is the scene, how to classify the people around, friend, enemy, all that is a script which or all that is an erroneous situation which is brought about by this strong urge for controllership. Strong urge for controllership. So it is, so one of the very important aspects which, or goals or sub goals you can say, which knowledge or advancement in Krishna consciousness footing should yield to is the understanding that I am not the controller. Because effectively we are not. But when one understands I am not the controller, then one can be a bit peaceful. Is it? So many times we look at the situation, but we don't look within the situation. Every situation has uh, every situation has uh, so we will see every situation has a space to move forward, every situation has a space to move backward. That means every situation has a space in which we can move towards Krishna, and every situation has a space in which we can degrade ourselves, and every situation has a space to space out also. Yes. Yeah. So what is the difference between thinking that I'm not the doer and making plans for services? So the point is that the when we make plan for services, that plan is our offering to Krishna. It's just like when you in business, when one bids for a project, then they say, okay, give us a sample, a prototype, a proof of concept. You know how you are going to make the application. The project is not given to us. The application may not be exactly as what you are proposing. And then your proposal is your attempt to just to make an offering. And then Krishna may sanction to various degrees the proposal, like that. So that's the point. So in this way, Krishna consciousness is cannot be stopped by physical limitations, because even if one is not able to physically offer something, but at least in the mind and the heart one can offer. And physically it depends on Krishna's sanction, how much he allows. That way. So this is the point actually. So our plans, that we have to understand, our plans are our first offering to Krishna. Our plans are our first offering to Krishna. So that's the idea. So that is what the plan is. So our plan is not. So that's one understanding. Secondly, the plan serves to give us, to keep us tuned or focused, to give us some direction. Otherwise, the material world is such that we take 10 steps, we forget where we came from and where we have to go. That's what material world is. So when the plan is there, then the person is at least focused. Okay, next is this, next is this, next is this. Like we start preaching, so we have focus. Okay, chanting is to be reduced. Okay, MMC. Okay, MMC morning program. The impression, then morning program, then inception, then Seva Kunj, then Surti, then Utkarsh enrollment, then Utkarsh, then VDW, then shifting and 16 notes. Again. So we have a plan. Then DP camp, but then no. So cut. So one is done. We look forward to the next. The Surti ends. We look forward to Utkarsha immediately. Like that. So Sankalpa ends immediately. Surti enrollments. Like that. So that plan keeps us focused. Otherwise, one may become lax, because one may lose fervor, lose the fervor. What is supposed to be done now? So it may become easy to apply a brake otherwise, actually, and therefore actually we make a plan. But the point to note is that the doership mentality causes the big problem. So therefore, if you see Shastras, they offer the meditation. The Shastras are telling, anyways, you think you are the controller, but how many things are you exactly controlling? So you see the point, our breathing is taking place many times without our consciousness. Only sometimes in the day a person does some what is that, Anulom Vilom or Bhastika or some, then only he becomes conscious. That is the only time one is becoming conscious. Other times we are breathing every time. So air is coming in, air is going out, like that. So similarly, how many times or how many times a day one is conscious about digestion, how the digestive system is working. We just take prasad and go to sleep. Is it not? Good prasad, lot of prasad, take rest. Is it not? So the point is, the only time we become conscious of digestion is that when it doesn't work. When there is some gaseous state, liquid state, no, it's not working. It's gastric, it's liquefied, or it is solidified, it's constipated, Is it not? So when any such no, situation is there, then only we become conscious. Oh, what is this? There is feast and I am not very healthy. That is the only time we become conscious. Other times, who is worrying about what's happening to unless it is it starts paining somewhere, or no, we're not conscious much, is it not? Anyways, it is happening. Okay, so the question is that we have made some plans and things are not happening in that way. So the point is that therefore Shastras explain that the broad goal one has to fix. That okay, the broad goal one has to fix. That okay, this life for preaching, the broad goal has to be fixed. That okay, this year we have 15 boys, like that. The broad goal has to be fixed, and then you make a plan. But then the situations may come. So now a situation has come which wipes off the plan, washes off the plan. Then what to do? Then actually we have to dig into the situation and see now what is the space the situation is allowing me to serve Krishna, to see the broad goal. You got the point. You cannot fix the micromanage settings into the situation. It may be difficult. Just like now in this lockdown, we had a plan. Utkarsha, STW, VTW, everything was announced. Is it? Surti camp, everything was announced. But now situation is that months and months the students are at home, and some first years are here only. On the other side of the wall they are there, and we are on this side, but we cannot meet each other. Is it not? Because then in between there are IIT guards. Is it not? No. So the point is that now what to do? So then various devotees have come up with modules. Okay, preach through internet. Is it not? Please take MMCs in internet. Do follow up in internet. Everything is possible that way. So at least we are doing something towards that objective. Is it not? So the situation is allowing. At least internet is running in the country. Is it not? Yeah, at least net is not down. Is it not? So we can connect to people. We can preach to them. Is it not? So the situation has a window which is allowing the goal to be achieved in a certain way. That's the idea. And everybody is doing that. You see, our senior Maharajas are doing that. So we just follow, is it not? Like that. So this is the point, that a situation may not exactly uh, yeah, therefore actually this understanding is very important. Many a times one becomes rigid on the implementation aspect, and therefore one becomes rigid on the implementation aspect, and therefore it leads to immense amount of agony and pain, because uh, so therefore the situation. So when we understand that okay, I am not the karta anyways, then one can be peaceful. That okay, I don't have to engineer a situation. Sometimes Krishna may allow us in our own circle of influence. We may be able to engineer a certain favorable situation or messed up situation. Depends on what we do. No, but one may be able to engineer if Krishna allows. Sometimes the allowance may not be there, and then whatever is there, one has to find out how to find the space, how we can drive the service. That's the idea. But if one sticks on to the controllership mentality, why is this happening in my life? Why is this happening in my life? So that question has only one answer. You know the answer? The answer is extreme misery. Yeah. Why is this happening in one life, my life? That question, the more we ask, the more we will be miserable. Because that question has only one answer. That is extreme misery. You know, like that. So rather one has to see, okay, this no. So rather one has to really take shelter of Krishna, and then taking shelter of Krishna, one should seek directions from Krishna. Oh Lord, please show me the way, how I can continue serving you. Then look out for the space in the situation, and then latch on to the space. That is what is the point. That so we have to understand this aspect is very important, because it can save ourselves from a lot of torture. Like I remember that initially when I not initially, I'm still irritated by the idea, but so I had started traveling in flight, like that. So many times Bangalore to Pune, like that, because there were less holidays coming for camp and all that when I was working. So, but I didn't used to like this flight concept. The first time no, I had sat in the flight, and I was so fearful. I was continuously chanting, because I was feeling it's 30,000 feet above sea level, Not a single bone will remain, if something happens, you know. So, so I was chanting all the time, like that. So, and I remember the third or fourth flight I had taken. That flight was very jerky, so I was really fearful, and I thought, okay, I'll never sit in flight, like that. So for a long time, I never sit in flight, Long time means 10 years, 11 years. Yeah, 11 years, like that. And then we had to go to this place, the Singapore, and the Australia. So you cannot go in a train actually. There's a problem. And we were figuring out Singapore. One day we were figuring out that if we take a train route, we can go to from Bhutan, Maldives. There is a way actually that takes 10 to 15 days. So you have to go to office. Yeah, we were figuring out one day. We were doing that. I was doing. You were also there. You were doing that analysis. So the point is, and then the whole point is that. So so the point is that no. And then I resolved the point that because now this was supposed to be done because of the service, and the Singapore is okay, you can go 10 days like that, but how about Australia? Huh? Australia is around 10,000 miles, I think, from here. 10,000 miles, 10,000 kilometers, something like that. So it was a little miserable. So then I came up with solution that okay, what's supposed to be done is that then I text myself in such a way that when I sit inside, I go to sleep, and that's my default code, So then the point is what, now you're sitting in a flight, you anyways have no control of what's happening, if it is jerking up and down or whatever is happening, going the sideways, this way, that way. Anyways, you can't do anything about it, is it not? No? So you better go to sleep. Is it not? Like that. So the point is that we need to understand this aspect that anyways, we are in a flight and there's not much in our control. So, and now the point is that the person becomes fearful and comes in insecurity. Now, when this happens actually, then a sadhaka should sit down and start meditating. When we were in the womb of mother, then what kind of consciousness we had that okay, how will I drive my life? What will happen to me? I will crack IIT or no? I will take what kind of engineering, this, that. The Lord was maneuvering everything, is it not? We didn't give a JEE examination to basically get the to choose the family wherein we need to be, we were born or like that. And many times in life, it was opportunities which come to us, and unless opportunity comes to us, the caliber is of no use, is it not? That's the point. So at such times we should sit back and meditate. That it is the opportunity which comes to us actually. We should sit back and meditate on this aspect. It's just the opportunity which is coming to us. Unless that opportunity is there, we just cannot. There is no way actually. The charisma, the skill, the caliber is secondary. The first, the opportunity has to be given. Like that. The opportunity has to be given, like that. Just like in KGP, there is opportunity that the branch change is very easy. If somebody is diligent, he can be very good. Like one of our devotees, he came in biotech, but then he got branch change, he got DR1, IR1, IR2, he came to electronics. But the rank wise, he was nowhere. But then he, like that. So the opportunity is there, then you can show some skill, is it not? The opportunity only not there, ground only not there, what performance you will show, is it not? That's the whole point. Yeah, that's the whole point. So similarly, I remember, so when we were thinking of PhD, then IIT had this principle, which we came to know quite later, that anybody above 8 pointed direct admission into PhD. So that channel was there. That's why, then the skill comes into picture, is it not? Similarly, I was then when we thought that okay, Indian labs, we need some foreign exposure, of some some intense experiments and lab apparatus and all that. So then we were understanding, but then it's very difficult to have 1 foot in KGP and 1 foot outside. But then we saw, okay, this Melbourne University has a channel. They want to take people, half here, half there type of people, like that. So channel is there, then you can apply, show your skill and everything. But channel only not there, then it's very difficult to take it up, is it not? So that is the point, that in this way we can understand that from a tattva point of view, the living entity's controllership is, in one sense, the living entity's controllership is a dependent controllership. It's not a swatantra controllership. Only if the ground and setting is given to a person, then only he can drive it. Otherwise, it's very difficult to drive, is it not? So otherwise, it's very difficult to drive, is it not? Like that. So this is the thing actually, that this is the thing. It's a dependent controllership. So why not accept the principle of dependence in the first place? So therefore, actually, now the question comes is that, okay, what should one so this meditation is very important for us to understand that anyways we are not the controller. Anyways, things are beyond our capacity. Now it's not that it's why we don't have the controllership. Also, if you understand from tattva point of view, many times it's because it's beyond our capacity. How do you understand this? We can understand this by the simple point that you see, suppose we have to be conscious of whatever is happening in our body, conscious of the monitoring of you do this tracking, or what do you call it as the motion tracking we do, like that. So if we have to track the movements and the health status and everything of each and every cell in the body, can you imagine how complex that problem is? What is or suppose if the control is in with us, suppose we have to control it and powers are given to us, it is going to be an impossible task actually. Okay, which cells are getting destroyed, where the infection is coming, how the antibodies have to reach from one place to other, like that, how the RBCs, how much, the RBCs have to be produced, the WBCs have to be produced, this, that, which part of the brain should get activated, gray matter should accumulate here, there, where, what should happen. Impossible actually. Can you imagine the complexity? Will become completely, so by that, yeah, it will be completely mind-boggling what is going to, yeah, mind-boggling actually. This goes to show that we are so insignificant and we think we are a big man. This is the irony actually. So we are so insignificant actually, and we will become completely dysfunctional. At least the Lord has abstracted all these, messed up and not messed up, but such an enormous complexity things actually, and therefore at least one has the space, some relief, is it not? God is doing that, therefore we have some relief. A person thinks that okay, I am an IITian now. Hey, the whole mountain is there. The Lord is channelizing, is it not? So it's a big relief. So that's why unnecessarily latching on to microcontrollership will increase our agony, and we just give it up. Let Krishna drive it. Krishna is our well-wisher, and we can see that. No. Our brain systems, initially the gray matter is not there, is it not? Like you see this children, from a objective point of view, their brain is not that mature, right? So yeah, the brain is not that mature. I think you can granulate it to the amount of gray matter also, is it not? Right? The brain maybe, so therefore they're not that mature people actually. But then with age, that maturity comes, the brain becomes completely, or functional, like that. And a person can become more sensible, the person can become more mature. As you say, a child is not very mature, but then an adult person can become more mature. He has not that by age one becomes mature, but one gets the opportunity to become mature. That's the point. By age, you make the right choices. So that's the idea. The Lord is arranging everything. So Krishna is sovereign, always trying to help us. Therefore, one should not get so one should just not relate with the situation, but one should go within the situation to find the space how to go on serving. That's the idea which the Lord is explaining here so beautifully actually. And yeah.
How one can understand whether microcontrolling or is trying to rectify things.
So Shastras explain when things are no, so we try, and when we see things are beyond our control, then there is nothing to worry about it. That's the idea. So the aspect is whatever setting is there, we have to figure out how I can serve in this particular setting, like that. And one can endeavor to make settings or situations favorable in favorable to the point that one can practice nicely. Like that. But one can endeavor. But Krishna may easily sanction, Krishna may slowly sanction, or may present some other alternative. So the aspect is that what should be should not occupy our whole consciousness. What is right now, how can I serve in that, should be an important consideration. Because we simply keep otherwise dreaming about what should be, or should be, could be, never happens actually, is it not? How nice if our base, could have had pure devotees. It would have been very nice, but that's not the case, is it not? So an important factor, a much more important consideration is that okay, how to serve, is it not, with whoever is there, like that, is it not? How nice if we would have been born of a millionaire parents, like that. Then there is no problem only of finances, like that. We take all the money and serve Krishna, We can build temple, the Calcutta temple, the Prabhupada memorial, everything, It's not the case. Now you worry about how you can get funds, is it not? So what could be, what should be, is not going to be, we can make a plan, but the plan is our offering actually. So this is a very nice. So the point is that we have to understand. Therefore, whenever things start, troubling, mentally troubling, it is better to let go. Let Krishna let go of trying to engineer the situation, but take shelter of Krishna. Don't let go of taking shelter of Krishna only. Okay, it's too messed up, let me, let me just forget it, I will watch a movie later, we'll see what to do. And don't let go of service to Krishna. Or, so the living entity let goes of Krishna actually. Or, one may say, no, sadhaka may let go of Krishna only. Like that. So it is said that, yeah, we let go of Krishna actually. So we have to understand Krishna. So sometimes Krishna allows our plans to execute, and the question is that now the question is asking the question is asked that, okay, if it is if our plan becomes successful and all, then we start thinking that my plan and all that. See, first of all, we have to understand what is this my plan, idea, where it is coming from actually. Many times we are completely messed up and we are completely in the dark, and we are just roaming around here and there, and somehow we get some we get some light, like that. I have seen sometimes you're messed up, thinking and all, and I have seen sometimes you're chanting, you're praying, you're reading, and immediately a thought comes, like that. So we have to understand it is Krishna is placing that. Okay, ye le lo, chalo, शांत हो जाओ, है कि नहीं, ये idea ले लो, like that, and it's just Krishna is placing it, is it not? It's just Krishna is placing it. We have not done anything about it. How many times, is it not? It's just Krishna is placing it, like that. Okay, ये लो, चुप हो जाओ अभी और शांति से भक्ति करो. Is it not? Like that. Krishna is placing an idea. Krishna is placing a thought. Krishna is placing a, like that. And so many times it's like that. Therefore, actually, we need to be really introspective to understand that Krishna is very reciprocative. Krishna is supplying a lot of things to us actually. Krishna is supplying a lot of things to us in a subtle way, and we should be able to identify that. And so that's the understanding actually. We have to understand that. Therefore, now when it says that, so we will see from Tattva point of view, this is how it is actually. Krishna gives inspiration, the Lord is telling also. Krishna gives intelligence, the Lord is telling also. Is it not? So that context, we can try to understand that yes, everything is being maneuvered by the Lord, like that. And let us not hook to a situation per se, but let us hook to the service. Let us hook to Krishna. Is it not? That's the point actually. So we have to understand that the soul has a dependent controllership. If Krishna gives the ground, yes, we can. If not, whatever ground he gives, that is where we should try to serve. Is it not? That's the idea, actually. That's why we should try to serve. So this aspect is very important. Otherwise, we simply go on expanding our miseries. You see, people think they are absolute controllers. They are not absolute controllers. They